Ein sonniges Willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge Supreme League of Patriots. Dann wollen wir mal weiter gucken. Also, wir müssen immer noch den Bravery-Test erledigen. Und wir wollten jetzt in den Gaffer-Raum. Wir haben jetzt mit ihm gesprochen. Gut, was wir ja schon gelernt haben in diesen Spielen, manchmal, wenn wir ein paar Mal was gemacht haben, können wir vielleicht jetzt was anderes machen.
I'm sure they're all locked.
You bet your ass.
I bet there's some juicy material in there. Dark secrets,
Der Text ist jetzt
skeletons
anders.
in closets. My conspiracy meter is going off the charts.
I wonder if there's anything in there Stefarin wouldn't want people to see.
Nah, that's just too easy.
Okay, das wäre doch tatsächlich eine coole Idee.
My mind literally boggles when I try to imagine what might be kept.
Your mind can keep boggling because you're never going to find out.
I'm sure they're all locked.
You bet your ass they are. And there's no way you're getting the key.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important.
Why? Why should I give you the key?
To get the audition. Jetzt haben wir nämlich hier was Neues.
Do you want this audition or not? I've tried pleading with Stefarin, but he's not buying.
On the other hand, if we had a little motivational material...
I don't know about doing something unethical.
Fortunately, we know a lot about doing something unethical. You might even call it a speciality.
Help us help you. To help us.
Okay, but you have to keep me out of this completely. Anything you look at has to go right back again. It has to look as though you found it independent of me.
Okay, also jetzt können wir das Ding aufmachen.
It's mostly accounts and financial papers. Nothing very exciting.
What were you expecting? Compromising photographs?
Yeah, you're right. He'd never keep those in a file cabinet.
Whoa! Penelope gets paid 5 times as much as Kirk.
Well, she does have to kiss Stefan for a photo opportunity once a year. I'd say she's earning every cent.
That could be it. Kirk is very insecure about women. Professionally. It will really set the cat amongst the pigeons if you showed this to Kirk.
That sounds great. Thanks for the help.
Oh, eben gerade war sie noch sich über unethische Sachen nicht ganz sicher und überlässt es uns deswegen.
Hey Mel, maybe we could just use this to blackmail Stefarin into letting me win the contest. Forget all the other stuff.
That's devious, disloyal and dishonourable. I like the way you think. Although if you aim too high, you might find he just calls your bluff and we get nothing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. We'll just let the receptionist get her audition. We get a free pass on the third and final test, and I'm into boot camp. Thanks for the help.
I didn't help you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You just...
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. You didn't help me.
Oh, der ist echt ein ganz heller Bursche. So, okay, jetzt haben wir ein bisschen was an belastem Material. Nämlich, indem wir es ihm drohen, dass wir ihm zeigen, dass sie mehr verdient, sorgen wir dafür, dass er Angst hat, dass es Probleme mit den Auditions gibt. Das war jetzt so die Idee.
I'm back again.
So, reconsider.
I think you should reconsider giving the receptionist a chance to audition for your singing show.
Sorry, boys, but the network hired me because they know I'm tough. I can't reconsider decisions or it harms my image as TV's Mr. Nasty.
Fair enough. I guess they don't pay you the big bucks to have second thoughts.
Right. Just like they don't pay Penelope the big bucks to go having her own opinion.
Exactly. And like they don't pay Kirk the big bucks, well, at all.
Huh? What are you guys talking about?
Nothing, Kirk. All right, boys. Consuela can audition. Just make sure she doesn't quit as my PA when she fails her audition.
Okay.
I'll be back.
So, damit haben wir der Consuela ihre Audition besorgt. So. I got you an audition.
I managed to get Stefan to give you an audition.
You kept me out of it, right?
Absolutely. He has no idea who betrayed him hideously just to advance their own career prospects.
You're not going to make me feel guilty. He makes me do his laundry.
Really? What's left for Sunita to do?
So, can I have the key to the gaffer's room now?
Okay, try not to get caught going in there though. Stefan could still take away my audition if he finds out I helped you.
Okay.
I should let you get back to work.
Dann...
Finally, we can get into the gaffer's office. Call this an office? It's just a cupboard.
I don't know. It's bigger than my first apartment when I moved to New
Bitte?
York.
Stefan doesn't let anyone have offices anymore. He says it's bad for the ego.
Yeah, his.
Ah! Hervorragend, Ilse, wo war er? Das ist tatsächlich das, was ich vorhin erzählt
This
hatte.
seems like it could be useful.
I can think of a couple of dozen things I'd like to use it for, and only 17 of them are illegal.
Bitte? Blue?
Gigabond epoxy. The commercial says it will glue anything to anything. Do you think that would include my left hand to my
Das
right
wäre sehr
hand?
dumm.
Stick around, we'll probably find out.
Macht er das vielleicht auch?
Gigabond. I
Verdammt,
don't
das war
know.
tatsächlich ein anderer Text. Moment.
Gigabond epoxy. The commercial says it will glue anything. Do you think that would include my left hand?
Stick
Aber
around.
der hat doch einmal was anderes gesagt, oder?
Rumour has it you could even use it to get Sammy Hagar and Eddie Van Halen in the same room together.
I don't know. It'd have to be pretty strong.
Okay, also die kenne ich nicht.
Do you think this might
Yeah.
come in handy?
Have you ever known glue to not come in handy in an adventure game?
Nein.
Good point.
Ja, also. Und eine Box.
The box is full of those snap hooks with eyelets. I think they're used in climbing or something.
And they must be really reliable because a theatre would never let people fly around on wires dressed as superheroes if they weren't 100% safe.
Okay.
I'll just take one.
Yeah, if that one breaks, you won't be in a position to need a second one.
Sorry, did you say something?
Me? Nope.
Was? Nix anderes da drunter? Doch, schau gut aus. So. Jetzt machen wir aus dem Invisible Ding hier. Ja.
Threading a length of invisible wire through an apple is difficult.
You'd almost think that it hadn't been created with this purpose in mind.
Okay, it's done. We now have a length of invisible wire with the apple threaded onto it.
Now, if you can just find a way to attach the arrow to the wire, you've got a foolproof method of ensuring the arrow hits the apple and not your noggin. And I use the word foolproof in its most fate-tempting sense.
So, dann haben wir. Dann müssen wir jetzt den Pfeil auch da drauf ziehen eigentlich. Okay, anscheinend reicht ihm das schon. Ja, aber das ist ja tatsächlich genau die Methode, die ich erklärt habe. Also früher wurde das in Filmen tatsächlich so gemacht, wenn man zeigen wollte, halt, dass irgendjemand sowas trifft. dass man das genau auf die Art und Weise gemacht hat. Gut, ich glaube zwar, die Folge ist schon wieder zu Ende, aber das machen wir jetzt natürlich noch rasch.
The apple is threaded tightly onto the invisible wire.
Are you sure it's nice and tight?
Oh yeah, there's no way the apple and wire will come apart.
So if we can somehow make the arrow fly along the same path as the wire, it can't possibly miss the apple.
And if the arrow can't miss the apple, I can't possibly get injured, right?
I wonder why that sounds almost too good to be true.
Ah, okay, wir müssen natürlich noch dafür ist der Enterhaken, genau.
Does it fit?
Sort of. I've threaded the crossbow bolt through the eyelet, but the flight won't fit.
That's kind of the point.
I don't get it.
It stops the bolt going straight through the eyelet.
Which stops it from going straight through my head?
By Jove, I think he's got it.
Oh Mann, so. Dann haben wir den müssen wir jetzt mit dem verbinden.
You're not actually going to balance the apple on your head, are you?
Why not?
Because you have all the coordination of a bovine male who's out buying fine porcelain for his good lady wife.
Good point. I better find a way to make sure it stays on my head.
Okay. Das heißt, jetzt noch den Kleber mit dem Apfel?
As we discussed previously, this is not going to get you a toffee apple.
No, I'm going to use it to stick the apple to my hat.
Of course you are. Why are you
Das
going
hast
to
du
do
doch gerade
that?
erklärt, warum ich das machen soll.
To make sure that the apple can't fall off my head. The arrow is going to pass along the invisible wire, but if the apple falls off midway through...
Arrow, face, bloody mess. Got it. Carry on.
So, dann können wir es jetzt eventuell miteinander verbinden? Ja, sehr gut.
Okay, I've hooked the crossbow bolt onto the invisible wire, and it lines up with the apple.
I'm impressed.
I did a good job, huh?
Yeah, you haven't threaded it through your jacket, your hand, or anything.
Is it ready to go now?
I believe it is. Just put the bolt into the crossbow when you're ready to get started. Then we can start setting it up.
Sollten wir vielleicht eigentlich nicht unbedingt direkt vor den Leuten machen.
Don't get me wrong, you've done a great job of rigging up that arrow and crossbow. Even I think this might actually work. And I lost all faith in humanity when I learned that Greedo shot first.
So what's wrong then?
Well, you can't just go motoring in there and start rigging up invisible wire, gluey apples and hooked crossbow bolts while the judges are watching. Penelope might not notice since her head is wedged permanently up Stefan's backside, but I'm pretty sure the others will.
Oh, right. So we need some kind of distraction to get the judges out of the auditorium?
I would say so, yep.
Gut, das ist ja easy. Also im Endeffekt, er hat auch gesagt, also wir können das hier schlecht aufbauen, während die uns dabei zugucken, was wir eigentlich gerade getan haben. Aber egal, wir müssten sie erstmal aus dem Gebäude schaffen. Aber das ist ja nur easy.
Let's do this thing.
Let's.
While everyone is out of the theater, we can set up the rigged crossbow and apple without anyone knowing what we did.
Bonus.
Der Laufstil sah sehr merkwürdig aus.
Phew, we just got it all done before the judges got back into the theater.
Consuela, keep an eye out for anyone tampering with the fire alarm. The firefighters say there was no fire and that someone tampered with the alarm out there. If you see that nerdy English kid, tell him I got my eye on him.
He's got his eye on you.
Crikey, I thought he preferred them younger than me.
Oh,
Ready, mate?
This is completely safe, right?
Remember that time we went bungee jumping?
Yeah, I narrowly missed banging my head on that rock, only to get tied up in the bungee cord and nearly garroted myself.
Yeah, well, it's not as safe as that, but on the plus side, you're due a bit of good luck, aren't you?
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Relax, mate, it'll be fine. Look, we know the arrow will land in the apple, don't we?
Well, yeah.
And we know the apple can't come off the top of your head, don't we?
Right.
So that's all that matters, isn't it?
You're right, Mel. Thanks. As long as both of those things are assured, nothing can
Ich
possibly
bin mal
go
gespannt, was
wrong.
schief geht.
Exactly.
Nichts kann schief gehen. Da bin ich sogar gespannt, was schief gehen wird. Weil irgendwas wird schief gehen.
I'm ready to perform my feat of bravery.
About time. I was beginning to think you'd sneaked out the back door.
No way!
I'm not sure you're one to be judging people for using the rear entrance in any case.
I'll ignore that.
And have it edited out of the final cut, no doubt.
Can we begin?
By all means, show us what you're made of.
That's the one thing I was hoping not to do.
So ein Scheiß.
Can we rebuild him? Do we have the technology?
I can patch him up. But is that what he really wants?
Knowing the big fella, what he really wants is a chili dog with extra onions and a NASCAR subscription, but I think he'll settle for being repaired.
Are you sure that's his wish? Would he want to be a drain on society?
He's been on unemployment, workman's comp and food stamps since the day he turned 18. He spends his welfare checks on alcohol, video games, soft porn magazines and pizza. A TV documentary concluded that he was the dregs of humanity and that his seed should be wiped from the earth. And Montel is not known for his vicious rhetoric. Does it sound to you like he wants to be a drain on society?
Most people wouldn't like to think of their friends and loved ones waiting on them hand and foot.
He visits his grandmother at her retirement home once a week. She takes his laundry down to the washroom while he sits in her room watching Wheel of Fortune and eating butterscotch. I think he can cope.
Brain damage can be a very debilitating condition. It's torturous for the relatives to watch as the brain function slowly ebbs away. Eventually, there's nothing left but a drooling husk slumped in an armchair eating corn chips.
Crikey.
That's right. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes me think he's had brain damage for as long as I've known him.
All I'm saying is give death a chance.
Die will ihn dort umbringen.
And all I'm saying is get the hell away from him, you freaky death woman.
Fine, fine. Bury your head in the sand.
Is that another one of your treatment methods?
Unglaublich. Mit dieser Schlafzimmerstimme erzählt sie dauernd, wie sie ihn umbringen möchte eigentlich. Erst bietet sie hier Mel an, sich selbst umzubringen und jetzt will sie dauernd Kyle
Now, at this
umbringen.
point, I have a little confession to make.
I think we all saw this coming. Closet doors are opening.
I told you earlier there were 3 tests to pass. There's actually a 4th.
Hey, no fair changing the rules, retro thingally.
In my defense, I never imagined in my wildest dreams that someone dressed like a 1970s ringmaster was going to pass the first 3 tests. Besides, it's not so much of a test as a promo. We like to film a bit of extra footage for the behind-the-scenes DVD we release each year.
We just need you to fly for us.
Long haul or domestic?
Human-powered flight, buddy. Not for long. Just 10 seconds of flight in front of our backdrop.
I'm not really cut out for this test. Maybe I could try an alternate test?
Normally, I'd say no. So no. I'll grant you I've seen rocks that were more aerodynamic than you are. Nevertheless, these are the same tests we have every year. You either pass them or you go home.
Fine, I'll pass it.
So, das war's dann aber auch wieder. Wir sind am Ende der Folge angekommen, wahrscheinlich schon wieder seit ein paar Minuten. Weil ich wollte jetzt den Test wenigstens fertig gemacht haben. Wir sehen uns zur nächsten Folge. Also, eine sonnige Verabschiedung und bis dahin. Euer Sunny. Ciao.